Hello Flosstube, it is Tuesday the 11th of October. This is attempt number 3 for this video. I recorded a whole video this morning, my longest one ever, and I'd remembered everything and it was a really fab video and it's gone. Apparently it was too long and it went, and I tried to trim it and it went. I tried plugging my phone into the computer and I can't get my stuff from my phone to my computer. Anyway, so I thought I'll film again because everything's still out and I'm dressed and I've done my hair today, and that might not happen tomorrow. And I've just started recording again and the doorbell went. The man came to read the gas meter. So this is attempt number 3. Hopefully nothing will go wrong. I'm just going to crack right on. I'm going to do this in 2 videos because on the end of my last video, the one I'd recorded this morning, I did a magazine flip through and I think it just took my video over the length of time that is uploadable to YouTube. So I'm going to do my whips and plans and finishes in this one. October has been Baps and Smalls, we love them all, for Stitch Mania. I've been working on Ex Machina. There she is. I'm here. So that's like a third, just over a third, I reckon. How exciting is that? I will show you what I've done. I got quite a bit done the weekend because it was the weekend rush in cross stitch finish line. At the end of my last video, I had these 2 bottom rows, I think two or 3 rows to finish. So I did those, and then for her face I decided to do cross country one colour at a time because I thought it would be fun to see how her face develops. She looks quite weird at the moment because her eyes aren't filled in, and that's the start of her chest. And then for the weekend rush I started the next page because it's easier to count because you can just count the rows. So there's almost 3 rows of 10 by 10 blocks there. I think it was 2,079 stitches for the weekend rush. And I'm going to go back to this page now. My goal for this month is to finish her face, which I will do, and then probably get a bit more of that page done as well. I'm loving, if I stand back, I'm absolutely loving how she's turning out. See, those horrible lines are still there from when I had it on a Q-snap. I'm really hoping they wash out when she's done and washed. That was that. And for my small, for Baps and Smalls, I haven't really got a really small project. So I decided to stitch on Heart and Home, which has been a whip. And this, if you remember, is a gift for my mum. I'm going to give it her for Christmas. That's from Cross Stitcher 307, July 2016. This, I was going to use this for a stitch along in November, something old, something new, something borrowed and something blue, because this is a borrowed magazine. But I finished it. So I put something behind it. I'm really pleased with this. It's a really pretty finish. My hubby looked at it and said, "Oh, that's quite pastel-y for you," but obviously it's not for me. But I've still enjoyed it. It's still pretty. It's not something I would still have stitched for myself. But I thought it would look really nice stitched as a cushion. But I know that she won't use it as a cushion because she'll be worried about it getting ruined, so she'll just put it away. I'm probably going to frame it. I was a bit worried about, because there's a lot of back stitch of the green, that it would show through on a thin fabric, but it's not. It's quite pretty. A Christmas present done. That was also going to be for a stitch along in November for a Christmas holiday project, but I've done it now, so I'll have to think of something else. I also worked on a Big Red Ship. I'm trying to remember what I said in the video that disappeared. Big Red Ship from Ink Circles. And I had a goal for this as well, was to finish page 3, which I did. So that's page 3. I didn't do all of page 3 in the last 2 weeks. Some of it was, quite a bit of it was done. It's just amazing to stitch. There's so much on there. And I'm really enjoying the monochromatic piece, you know, just stitching with one colour. That's not really coming out for a sort of session. It's coming out in at the end of the month for the election challenge, which I'm going to come back in a couple of weeks and do another video with all my plans, all my pieces for the election challenge. It's a similar stitch along to the Olympics, where there's a different theme every day, and I have all my whips. I'm bringing out some UFOs for a couple of the days on that, and I'm hoping to sort of renew my love for them, because I really don't like them, and I must have loved them because I bought them and was excited to start them, and like the one has just got like that much stitched. Anyway, I've got back out Autumn Harvest, which I'll probably stitch on until the election challenge stitch along starts. This is nice. Mandy O'Callaghan's just finished hers. And she's got it framed. She's just shown it in her last video. It looks so nice. So it's made me want to finish it more. This is what I've done. Just the side border, and just started to go along the bottom. That's not very good light there, is it? Should I put the light on? Oh. Better. It's really nice. It's a lot smaller than I thought, actually. On here, you probably can't see them very well, but sort of dotted around here and dotted around here in little silver are French knots, and dotted, those are beads on that one. Those are beads. I think they'd look alright with just little crosses, wouldn't they? I think I'm just going to do little crosses. I'm trying to remember what I talked about. I have another little finish. Tracy P's birthday is this month, and she set up a little stitch along Facebook group thing. Quite a lot of people joined, and everybody stitched on the same chart. It's a freebie chart from Primitive Hair. And I had a little scrap of 25 count even weave. Oh, let's put something behind it. It's Sister Stitcher. It's really cute, and everybody stitched theirs differently. It was quite fun seeing everybody's. So I'm going to make that into a little field hanging cushion ornament thing and hang that in my sewing room. I made another project bag. My friend asked me to make her some. She's doing an Open University course, and she wants it to put just paper and her MacBook in. So she wanted it A4 size. And I had this bookish fabric that I loved. And I made that, which I thought would be ideal, being as she's sort of doing a course. Just lined it with polka dots. But it's just slightly not big enough. It just fits an A4 sheet in, but it's a bit tight, so I'm going to keep this for myself, and I'm going to get some more of this fabric and make her another one. I don't really have much haul. I've been buying odd bits of threads just to finish the kitting up of my year of starts for next year. My fabric of the month came for September. I was quite late having this because I made a change and I wanted to try hand-dyed on Ada. I don't know if you're going to get the colour. It's like a pale blue with lilac-y mottled. It's really nice. I haven't got a plan for it yet, but it would look quite nice with sort of something that needed a sky background or something like that, wouldn't it? That is called Petra, and that's from Chromatic Alchemy. I also bought some Jobelan, yeah, 28 count Jobelan. Oh, I absolutely love this fabric. I just bought white. I bought quite a big piece because I've got a few plans. I like the Lugana, but it stretches a little bit, doesn't it? And this is just that, it just seems a little bit, oh, what's the word? I don't know. It's so soft. I love it. I love that. 28 count Jobelan. That was from soandso.co.uk. I fancy that French pattern I showed you last time. I've been too organised and put it away. That one. So I'm going to make something for my sewing room, and I thought that Jobelan fabric would be really nice, but I still don't know what to spell out. I could just put sewing room and frame it and hang it in here, or craft room, or keep out. I don't know, but I've got all my starts for next year planned, which means I could start it this year. I think if I finish Autumn Harvest, I will start that French pattern. Should I make that an official goal? Yeah, I'll finish Autumn Harvest and make that an official goal. I have to drink coffee. I've talked for so long this morning. There's another weekend rush this month, which is the 21st to the 23rd of October in Cross Stitch Finish Line. There's a weekly rush, the 24th to the 28th, and I will use Ex Machina for that. October the 26th in Cross Stitch Finish Line. Now I know my ABC, the letter E. Autumn Harvest will come out for that. If I haven't, quite a lot of the words around have got an E in it, so I'll just make sure that I pick one of those words. I'm trying to think what else I spoke about. Oh yeah, I wanted to mention, somebody left a sarcastic comment on about how much time I have to stitch and the progress I make, and you know, I have too much time on my hands, blah blah blah. It wasn't on YouTube, it was on a picture I posted on Instagram. I know I don't have to explain myself, but I'm going to, because a few lovely people have sort of generally said, gosh, how'd you get so much done? So I thought I'd just say a little bit about how I have a lot of stitch time and stuff. I'm a stay-at-home mum. I'm very lucky in the fact that I don't have to go to work. Jared, my son, goes to a special needs school, which is not near where we live. His school bus comes to pick him up at 10 to 8 in the morning, and he doesn't get home till 4:15 in the afternoon. So I'm here all day, you know, until he gets home just before his tea, really. My daughter's left home. I don't have to do anything for her, really. We meet up and stuff, but she's not actually living here. I spend a lot of time on my own, which is my choice. I love being at home. I'm a bit of a hermit, a bit of a home bird. I do see my friends. I meet up for coffee. I'm actually going out for lunch for my friend's birthday tomorrow. But I'm not, unless I've got a specific reason to go out, I tend to stay at home. So I get a lot of stitchy time. In the day, you know, once Jared's gone to school, and the stuff's done around the house, and I've run errands and done the shopping and whatnot, all my time is my own. So I have a lot of free time. And cross stitch is my hobby, and hobbies are to be done in your free time. And you know, I'm not going to apologise because I have a lot of free time and I can get a lot of stitching done. I love stitching, and if I wanted to, I could stitch all day, every day, you know, sometimes I do. I always stitch all day on a Saturday because Jared's home, he doesn't like going out. My heaven and earth is up in my sewing room because it's too big, and I probably, once everything's done at home, I probably have 2 to 3 hours in the day if I want, where I can stitch on that. No interruptions, you know, no nothing. In the evening, once Hub is home, we've had dinner, Jared's gone to bed, I have a good 3 to 4 hours every evening that I can stitch. I have my whips, take my whips downstairs that aren't huge. Big Red Ship's probably the biggest one that I'll stitch downstairs because it takes up too much room. The others take up too much room. So I have all my smaller whips downstairs. You know, I can sit next to hubby on the couch and we can still chat. He's watching TV or doing whatever he's doing. And I have a good solid 3 to 4 hours stitching in the evening. I don't have my phone in the same room as me in the evening because, you know, you pick it up and you think, oh, I've got a notification. You have a look, next minute an hour's gone where you've been scrolling and looking and stuff. So I don't have my phone in the living room in the evening. I'll obviously answer it if I get a message and stuff, but and I am actually quite a fast stitcher. The actual physical act of stitching, I've always been quite fast. I'm not bragging or anything, I'm just generally a fast stitcher. I stitch two-handed, usually on a frame, scroll frame, or the smaller ones in a hoop, Q-snap. So I always stitch two-handed, which sort of speeds it up a little bit. I'm not always after speed and getting loads done. I love the process of stitching and I love everything I stitch on. I do like to get things done as well. You know, if I'm close to a page finish, I think, oh, I'm going to finish that and I'll carry on. And I set myself little goals through the month as well. Yeah, so I get a lot of stitchy time. I get a lot of time to myself. And I get a lot done, you know. If some people don't like that, I can't help that, but all my stitchy friends, all you lot, always leave lovely comments and, you know, so saying, oh, you've made really great progress and things like that, which I love. You know, it's all really very heartwarming, all your lovely comments. It was just that one person, I deleted it anyway. I don't even think it's a stitcher. It's not someone that follows me. So, just thought I'd say that. So if anyone is genuinely interested in how I get stuff done, that is how I get stuff done. My plans for the next 2 weeks, I'm going to come back just before the 25th and go through all my things that I have ready for the election challenge. I'm really thinking I've forgotten to tell you something that I told you before. Yeah. Yeah. I can't believe it's like halfway through October already. I've bought another Christmas present as well. Not that I'm doing loads of Christmas shopping, but Joseph, Technicolor Dreamcoat musical is coming back to our town next year in March. It hasn't been for the last 2 years and I always go when it's here. I've got tickets, I've got my tickets for that, and I've bought a ticket for me and my daughter, and we've bought a ticket for my mum, and that's her Christmas present to go with her cross stitch as well. She's done now. She's sorted for Christmas. I might have a look through my magazines and see if there's any other little stitching pieces that would be nice as presents. I'm going to end this video now, and then if there's anything I've forgotten, I'll add it onto the magazine flip through video that I'm going to do. I'll show you the magazines I'm going to flip through, and then if you can decide if you... I said at the end of my last video that I was going to, if anybody wanted me to do a flip through, just to say, and a couple of people did. So I'm going to flip through. I've taken the cover off this one, but it's Cross Stitcher 309. That's the cover of the one I'm going to flip through. And I'm going to do a flip through of issue 310, cross stitcher, October 2016. I'm going to flip through that one, and I'm going to flip through my new cross stitch gold, which came in the post yesterday. I think that's out on sale in the shops today. My next video will be a flip through of those 3 magazines. That's it. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing and always leaving such lovely comments. They are really so heartwarming. You're such a lovely, lovely bunch of people. You really, really are. Yeah, I will let you get back to your stitching now, and I will see you in the next video if you are interested. Bye.